You broke up for a reason. A good reason. Maybe 5 good reasons. You can list them all right now if someone asked. But it's 2 a.m. and your chest is doing that thing again. Not because you forgot how bad it was, because for some reason, the good parts got louder. So what's happening in your head? Because this isn't nostalgia. This is chemistry. Here's what it actually feels like. You know they were wrong for you. Your friends know it. You've said it out loud, probably multiple times. You've deleted photos, maybe even blocked them. But then you hear a song, or you drive past that restaurant, and suddenly your brain starts running the highlight reel, the time they surprised you, the way they laughed at your jokes, that one night where everything felt perfect. And the painful parts? They're strangely quiet. Like someone turned the volume down on every red flag and cranked up every good morning text. Psychologists Donald Dutton and Susan Painter tracked 75 women after they left abusive relationships. 6 months later, emotional attachment had only dropped by about 27%. These bonds don't break easy, and there's a biological reason they're built that way. In 1938, behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner discovered something strange. When he gave lab rats a food pellet every single time they pressed a lever, they stayed calm. Predictable reward, predictable behavior. But when he made the pellets random, sometimes nothing, sometimes a jackpot, the rats became obsessed. They pressed that lever compulsively, endlessly, way past the point of reason. That's a variable racial reinforcement schedule. And toxic relationships run on the exact same wiring. The cold shoulder, the canceled plans, the emotional distance. That's the empty lever pull. Then the sudden warmth, the apology, the incredible makeup night. That's the pellet. And because your brain's dopamine system is wired to prioritize prediction errors, the unpredictable reward triggers a far bigger chemical spike than consistent love ever could. Psychotherapist Annie Wright puts it this way. A reliable paycheck doesn't keep you up at night, but a vending machine that sometimes gives you exactly what you want, that monopolizes your thoughts. Neuroscientists Helen Fisher and Lucy Brown at Rutgers put 15 recently heartbroken people into an fMRI scanner. When they looked at photos of the person who'd rejected them, their brains lit up in the ventral tegmental area, the nucleus accumbens, and the insular cortex. These aren't the feelings parts of the brain. These are the exact regions that activate during cocaine craving and physical pain. Your brain isn't being dramatic. It's processing the absence of this person the same way it would process a wound. The dopamine drops, serotonin craters, cortisol floods in. You're not reminiscing, you're withdrawing. So why can't you remember how bad it was? There's a documented memory phenomenon called the fading affect bias. Research going back to Kaysen in 1932 and confirmed by Walker and colleagues in 1997 shows that negative emotions attached to memories fade significantly faster than positive ones. Roughly 47% of memories undergo fading affect. Your brain is literally turning down the pain and keeping the warmth on full volume. But here's the catch. In 2019, researchers Zengel, Edlund, and Skoronsky found that this protective bias works well for securely attached people. For people with anxious or insecure attachment styles, the people most likely to end up in toxic relationships in the first place, the bias breaks. The negative emotions don't fade properly. They linger. But they coexist with intense longing for the good moments. So you're stuck remembering the pain and craving the highs at the same time. Here's the part that'll change how you think about this. Psychologists Rego, Arantes, and Magalhães ran a study in 2016 on sunk cost in relationships. They wanted to know, does the amount of time you've invested in a relationship affect your willingness to stay, even when it's hurting you? The answer was devastating. When people had invested heavily, time, emotional energy, shared history, they were willing to commit just as much future time to a relationship involving severe psychological abuse as one with no abuse at all. The past investment made the abuse invisible as a cost. Your brain isn't just craving them because of dopamine. It's protecting a story. The story that all those years meant something, that walking away would make the suffering pointless. Leon Festinger called this cognitive dissonance back in 1957. You can't grieve someone as your soulmate and simultaneously accept that they were toxic. So your brain edits the narrative until it makes sense. And the version it writes, the one where they weren't that bad. Remember that 2 a.m. feeling? That ache isn't a sign you made the wrong choice. It's a withdrawal symptom running through the same neural circuits that process cocaine and physical injury. Your memories aren't lying to you on purpose, but they are being edited by a system that was designed to keep you bonded, not to keep you safe. Dutton and Painter's research found that the bond does weaken, but it takes sustained distance, not willpower, not logic, distance and time. Your brain wrote a story to protect itself from the cost of leaving. Understanding that is the first step to reading the unedited version. Next time, the science of why you're more attractive when you're not trying. Subscribe so you don't miss it.